Okay, so when you have a lot of years experience in the jewelry business and as being a jeweler, it's very easy to get an ego and start thinking that the way you do it is the best way to do it. And that's especially true if you sell your own product, and you have to compete with other people's products. You get in this rut of trying to just push your own way of doing it. So today, looking through a group on Facebook, I have a group called the DIY Casting Group, and one of the members was using my system, but he was doing it using the other method. And so I started reading through it, and I realized that the way he was doing it was far better for that particular piece than it was had he been using my method. And so I got to thinking that I should at least show people how they could do both. And what I did is I just set up two types of sand casting flasks here. I mean, it's the same flask for both, but I did it with two different ways of setting it up. And so this would be, it'd be easier to do this. My normal way would be to have the metal flow from the side and into the piece. And so I would have my vents and everything, and I would put this together, and then the metal would go down through the side. But, I realized today that that's not always the best way to do it. And using the same flask and doing it this way, the metal will actually go in through the big side, and it'll come down through a hole, and I've got it all vented. I even vented it out through the side of the flask there. And so what this would do is it sets up very similar. It's just that I took a little end of a paintbrush and I shoved it through there, and when it came out the other side, I took a pocket knife and I opened that up and I created my funnel. And so now this would go together, not be poured from this side, but it would be poured from this side. And, for certain pieces, I think that's a great alternative. But then the other thing I remembered is that originally when I invented the AccuPour to help people that were a little bit shaky, and then they could take the flask and it would fit down in here just like that, and then they could heat it up and they could pour the metal. But I thought, you know what, I got a better idea. Why not make one that does both? And so with this one, it could go in this direction if you're doing the side, or I made it so that it was a little bit bigger here, and a person can actually set this up so that they can pour like this. And then I thought, just to make it a little bit better, a person could actually put an ingot tool on this side, and they could pour an ingot or something. But anyways, I learned a lot today, and it's important that we try and be more open-minded, especially those of us that have quite a bit of experience. So thought you guys would enjoy that. Thank you.